So we going for a ride?
We going for a ride after it warms up.
We're about to feel the Turbski.
There we go. This is gonna be fun.
Alright, so I'm going for a ride in Nick's Raikkonen for first time, right? No,
this is your first time in here.
It is, yeah. Well,
first time you were in here, you just sat in here.
This is sweet, man. I like this. I am gonna get out of it because it's hot. It's hot. It's hot as balls out here. You're right, that's right. And this time it's got the turbo.
I guess we'll just go that way and feel it out.
Alright.
So, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good, and...
Oh yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Dude, that is awesome. Dude, the braking.
Racing brakes.
Hey, I helped you with these brakes.
Woo!
They worked. They actually worked. That's good. I'm glad they worked.
So that was 100 down to 50.
That was awesome.
See, she come a long way.
Yeah.
It's definitely not 600 and something horsepower. It's definitely 300. But oh man, does it hustle!
It puts you back in your seat. That's for sure.
Woo! Oh man, that gets me going. I'm the driver. I own this thing. I daily this thing.
You get the adrenaline going.
Oh god, I would hit like 267, which is the toll road if you're not familiar.
Oh,
I would go ham.
Yeah.
It is so much fun.
That's awesome.
I definitely went 3 times the speed limit though.
Yeah, we're in Mexico.
We're definitely in a very North American looking Mexico.
Yeah,
not,
where it's green and
greenish, and there's leaves on trees instead of poinsettias everywhere. Yeah, we're good. But the beauty of this car though is that it drives like a normal car. Like now it's just an everyday.
Yeah.
You know. But then when you want to get some, you just step on it a little bit.
Get that boost.
And turbo noises. But again, it does have insane turbo lag.
Yeah.
I wanted it that way personally.
I could feel it when you first started getting into it, and then I could feel it build, and then it was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. It's definitely late, but this runs on 24 psi. So
it's like twice as much as mine.
Twice to 3 times as much as most cars.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is like it's one of the highest from the factory amounts of boost you can get in a car. Like there are other cars that have been like built by people like AMG that have more, but I'm talking about just from the factory itself.
Sure.
From the original manufacturer.
Yeah.
This thing has a lot of power. A lot of PSI.
Yeah, that felt good, man. That felt real good.
Oh yeah, we'll do another one.
Yeah, we'll do it.
For sure.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one. Another one. Another one.
Insert DJ Colin.
Major key alert.
Yeah. Oh look, it's Ishmael. No, I'm kidding. Ford Raptor. But just second gearing it. It's just fun, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's why people love these things. They're small, but they're
like
fast.
Little nimble cars that go fast.
Oh, yeah. If there's nobody here, we would be whipping all of this.
Yeah.
There was one section, it was like a 15-mile-an-hour turn. I'm like, I bet I can do that 30.
Yeah, I would not be doing that in my Mustang.
No, your car, you'd be like 0 trying to go around the corner, just
like crowd surf.
Oh, Mustang jokes.
I drive a Mustang, so I can joke about it.
That's so good. No, this car, for those of you who are not aware, this car has been in my possession for exactly 10 months.
10 months?
10 months.
Oh,
because I got it at the very end of January, so it's 11-month thing or whatever. It will be right after Thanksgiving.
I mean, I remember when you were telling me about when you first got it and what condition it was in.
Oh, it was bad.
And to where it is now, I mean, you've come a long way.
Yeah. Like, people knock on me because I have a 300 horsepower Evo when there are, 1,000 horsepower and 600 horsepower Evos.
Yeah.
But it's the story behind this car that really it makes me appreciate it even more.
And then you get to the point where you have that high horsepower, and then it's just not really streetable.
No.
Sometimes, it's just, you got like a nice, like, you got the power, but you can still drive it every day.
Oh yeah, and what's funnier still is even though it's bright yellow, it's extremely unassuming.
Yeah.
Like I've gone past police going way too fast,
and they're just like, meh.
And they don't even bother to look at me. It's like, wow, all right.
Yeah.
You can going. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. Those brakes caught me by surprise. When you slammed on the brakes,
it's like, oh.
I was like, oh, okay, we're stopping.
That's why the passenger gets the nice little fancy neck collar thing there, so you don't get choked out by the car. But I grew up wanting one of these. Like, everyone's got that dream car from their childhood.
Sure.
That probably wasn't even worth talking about as a child. Then there was me. I'm like, nope. I want that rice box 4-banger with some kind of weird whooshy sound, because, you know, I'm like 5 years old. When the first Evo ever appeared on my radar. You know?
Like, what's that whooshy sound?
Yeah. It was the
I like it, though. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
I know. It's like, it makes me all tingly inside.
When I get my car back, we're going for a ride in my car.
Oh,
you never got to ride.
I never did.
Ishmael got to ride in it, but you never got to ride in it.
How like squatty and wide the car is?
Yeah. And unfortunately, all the audio for us was corrupted.
Oh,
so
I know.
Like,
we gotta do it again.
We have to do it again.
Yeah. We caught the important part where he's like, oh my god, the atmosphere changed around the car.
Yeah. Caught the one sentence that we needed.
Yeah. Send it. Yeah. Oh man. Woo. Love it.
Brakes.
Slow.
Slow. 5-0.
God, man, those brakes just grab.
Yeah, they do. But like, see how I can just one-hand this?
Yeah.
The whole turn. And I'm still accelerating, by the way. Not fast, because I'm not like trying to, you know, kill us.
Right.
It's such a different experience from a straight line muscle car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all about
you can
like,
hit
flying
corners at speed.
Yeah. There's one corner over by my brother's old house. I actually would get liftoff because I hit it so fast. There's just enough lip where you could hear the car jump and slide.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm in an all-wheel drive car. That's impressive.
It's like, oh, pucker moment. Pucker.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna grab my camera because it's flying all over the place.
Oh, I thought that was a cop, dude. That's so messed up.
Oh, he did look like a cop.
White helmet on a black bike. That ain't right.
C5.
All right, this is 15 miles an hour.
Oh, God.
Do you feel that grip?
Yeah.
Woo!
Dude, that is crazy.
Now you see why I love Evos?
Yeah.
What's funnier still is like once it starts going in the corner, you feel it like, okay, I got this.
Yeah, just like squats and then
it's turtle time.
Yeah. That's so cool, man.
But yeah, no, things we've upgraded in this car would include definitely the transmission. It blew up. New turbo. It's a 60 mil Garrett.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the name of it is. It's like GTZ or 370. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'll find it and I'll leave it in the description.
that's a pretty big turbo for this little car.
Yeah, that's why it's so laggy though. It's because it is so big.
Yeah.
it's
good on
fill all that void.
It's good on the big end though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've replaced the air intake system. We had to custom make our own upper intercooler hose and piping. Just because the other one was damaged. The previous owner did not take good care of that part of it.
I remember the battery.
The
battery box.
Battery tray was trash.
The battery tray was like cardboard with bungee cords.
Yeah, it was a grocery store sign.
Yeah.
So had to replace that. Completely new exhaust system from the Cat back. The Cat is pretty much blown out now, but it's a racing Cat.
Yeah.
It does just enough of the job to not throw a code.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, there's been a lot that's gone into it. We now have a rear strut bar to help support it in those corners like that, just to help keep it planted. So there's been a lot that's done. Completely new fuel system as well. A 340 milliliter pump in the back, not a huge one because we want to keep it somewhat fuel efficient.
Right.
These things had 17 miles to the gallon in city from the factory.
Yeah.
So putting something that big is definitely not helping us out.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's for the performance.
Exactly. 1120cc injectors with a fuel rail to fit that size, that volume. All of it ethanol capable.
Nice.
So
dude,
that'll happen later in life.
Yes.
We have cams we need to put in it. We're about to replace the rear stock wing with one that actually gives us more downforce.
Yeah.
Just because, again, I like to rip corners. I like to rip corners a lot. As you mentioned, the brake system's completely reworked.
Yeah. Yeah, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. That's a great shot of your head right there.
What's up? Oh, hey, what's up?
But we've also had like some timing issues that we had to figure out when we first got it and stuff like that. So it's definitely not what it was. And if anything, it's better off now than it ever was before.
Yeah, definitely.
Not just from the performance standpoint or me rapping on it, but because I actually take care of this thing.
Yeah.
You know, this thing, it only uses a certain kind of oil. It only uses that in the transmission as well. So like, we definitely take care of this thing. We bathe this thing, and we're known for it. You know, pretty soon we'll get our gauges installed for real. They're just plugged in right now.
I love the little Pikachu hanging out there.
So we have a boost gauge and boost controller. We have our AFR gauge, and we have our maximum chew.
Yeah, maximum chew.
So
that's awesome.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming along.
Yeah, man, thanks for giving me a ride. That was
it's exhilarating.
It's exhilarating.
This is one of those cars where like you have absolute confidence because it is such a strong and well put together car.
Oh yeah.
But it's all kinds of sketchy sometimes because it's like, is it gonna let go? But it's not. That's the thing. It's like you feel like it's going to.
No, I mean when
it's so there that it's
when we hit that corner, it felt like it was on rails. It like just hugged that turn.
Whoop.
Like that was cool, man. That was awesome.
So eventually we'll get coilovers. Eventually we'll change out the turbo for one that spools even faster.
Yeah.
But for now, I really like the setup that's in here. So
man, I appreciate you giving me a ride. That was something that's gonna make my day today.
There you go.
Oh man. All right, we're back.
We're back at the show. And this time I'm gonna park next to the Evo. Ooh. Oh yeah, she's hot, dude. I can hear it. I can hear it and I can feel it.
Everyone's like, oh man, where'd this guy come from? You've been sitting at the show the whole time. Nobody knew it.
Thank you. I don't sound loud, but
they're all looking at it like, damn, Daniel.
Yeah. 60 mil.
Woo. So
it's laggy. E85? Not yet. The fuel system's ready. We just got a few more adjustments to make, like getting a different intercooler system. And
who's doing it too?
More.
Nice.
What's good, baby? It's holiday season. Kind of sad Thanksgiving's over, but you know, it's all good. Still got Christmas. I get up in it, you know I eat my spinach. Trying to stay nutritious, cause I gotta flex on Christmas.